To the Fling Show. I cannot believe we made it another week What a great weekend. What a busy weekend. I just spent the whole time in the Rio with my feet in the water. It was so nice and it was just beautiful. For everybody got a new place. Wait, we're talking about deep golf. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, real quick 2 minutes. Just put up the new Wall of Fame members. Congratulations to Jordan Kessner. Once again, he's going to be playing the final match play event that we're going to have for the Wall of Fame champions. Congrats there. We have a new ladies event coming. Yes, November the 7th. Unfortunately, Meredith's done such a great job so far. We only have, I believe, 2 or 3 spots.
FA2.
2 FA2 spots left. The FA3 spots are taken. It's going to be an incredible event. Everything that's paid in will go straight to the ladies as far as the payout goes. We also have a little special players pack for you as well. I'm looking so forward to that. So 2 more spots. Y'all are up. Every shot, every putt, live here on the Fling Show. Y'all know what we do. It's lots of fun. And, of course, as always, I love all the tree hits. And I got one of her last week I'm about to post also. So y'all see that here coming soon. And finally this week, we have the big SV Troy Kirkpatrick Memorial. I know everyone up here had an opportunity to meet Troy. I had an opportunity to play with Troy often and sit and have many meals with him because he would sit down and come to the hamburger place I had up there at SV. What a wonderful human being. What a wonderful person. This is a great tournament. Can't wait. I'm going to have the highlights. I'm fairly sure the body's not going to be able to play, but my camera will be able to film. And we're still hoping to see if we can get this one in there. And I know this one's already in there, so it's going to be a great weekend. I look forward to it. So, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Doing all right? How was your weekend?
I watched a lot of scores.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Last weekend, I watched a lot of rounds. You know, I watched USDGC 4 times. I watched our rec division playoffs all weekend. I watched actual golf. This weekend, I watched scores. You know, I watched the DG Pro Tour Elite scores on UDisc and also just online. And then I watched I watched the Astros lose on the score.
Disc golf.
I didn't see the game.
Disc golf, Amy. Come on now.
Okay.
That's you Stone. You don't need to talk about that.
Fling.
No, okay, yeah. So Disc Golf Pro Tour. I wanted to say something about them real quick. I've been a fan of Steve Dodge. I don't know if he's still involved with it or who are the powers that be, but I saw that graph up there about the payout and it's 20,000, and I told Chris, I said, and what do you think the FPO get? And I think you said something like
6 to 8,000 is what I was thinking.
And I said, nope, 20. They get the same, and all the way down the list.
my
So
gosh,
congrats on DG Pro Tour.
Haley King, describe.
Yeah, Haley King took $20,000. So
20 grand.
The same.
So that was an exciting
The same.
score to watch pop up. I didn't get to see it because I'm too cheap. $9 a month for their service to watch disc golf. I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger. At the end of the season, I'll do it next season for sure. But anyway, that's what I did. So I just wanted to, throw it over to you, Meredith, and see what you thought about NAC.
NAC. I'm going to highlight my highlights of NAC because Lake Course is always my favorite. I've talked it up all year round. I'm not going to talk about my game, but I talked about my 15th anniversary being so wonderful, and NAC has the best food in town. And back to disc golf, let's highlight the Chicks, Chicks, and Chains because we had some wonderful finishings in Chicks, Chicks, and Chains, and I'm so excited. So here with us tonight we have Brittany Kaiser, and I'm so excited to have you with us. First off, I have to say thank you for all you've done in helping grow the sport for women and Chicks, Chicks, and Chains. And here you took your FA3 championship at the NAC Open, which is huge because those courses are a beast. So tell us about it, please.
Well, first, thanks so much for having me. FA3, they had us play Pecan twice and Pioneer once, and
I really like Lake. So I was, interested to see how Pecan was going to pan out. The past 2 years that I've played it, this is my third year playing competitive disc golf. And both years, by the time we get to Pecan, I'm so tired and my mental game is so shot that I really kind of struggled there. So this year I just went in and I was ready to tackle Pecan. I was ready to deal with the elevation that Pioneer brings. And I felt really confident in my game and I just committed to my shots and I trusted my discs and I was really proud with how I played. And I had some great cards. I met some new ladies that are from the Houston area that I hadn't met before, and then I had some familiar chicks chasing chains girls on my card. Shout out to Kelsey and Lori. I got to play with them, so that was a lot of fun. But just overall, really happy with how I did, and happy with what I brought to the course, and happy with what I was able to pull through. And very pleased to say too that this is the end of my rec women's career. I'm jumping up into intermediate next year, so this is a really good way to finish strong and finish confident. And I'm moving on up. So
Awesome. So with that said, are you busy November 7th?
November 7th. I actually, so when you were listening to that, I wrote that down. I'm not sure. My fiance and I were getting married very soon. We're getting down to the wire here, so I got to look at my calendar. But I will be messaging you to see if I can jump in on that because I might be snagging one of those FA2 spots.
Good,
Mhm.
good,
Awesome.
good.
That's
Please
awesome.
do. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited for you. I love
thank
seeing
you,
you
Mary.
game.
Yes, congratulations. I saw the scores on that, and I went to school in Nacogdoches, and those courses are quite entertaining to say the least. But congratulations on that first win. I know how that must be feeling because we got a guy over here I know wants to ask you a couple questions. He's won his fair share of events as well. What you got, Hemi?
I love that course. What is it? The Pioneer course?
Yeah, Pioneer course where the headquarters is.
With the elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did you do on that course?
I actually did really well. So I went in with kind of some high expectations on myself. My fiance Hunter and I had made it out to NAC a couple of weeks before to shoot a practice round, and I actually shot 6 big, no redo shots, no reputts, no rethrows. I shot 6 big, and I walked away thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's insane." Just knowing that I'm capable of doing that, but as always, playing tournament golf is just a little bit different. You've got the nerves, you've got kind of the pressure of the day, you've got, faces that you've seen before, and you're, chasing that win together. You're competing, encouraging each other, but also kind of playing competitively. So I was going into Pioneer knowing what I was capable of, a little shaky, but it was my second round, so I was a little bit warmer. But I was just able to kind of walk through each of my shots, envision the line that I wanted to hit, and make my disc selection as best I could. And we did have a little more wind at the day of the tournament than we did when we were practicing. So that kind of factored into it too, stepping up to the tee box and thinking, I'm going to throw this, but then I've got a different wind than I did, during the practice round, and kind of having to reevaluate the game. But I was able to step up to the challenge. I still think I turned out and played a really hot round. I shot almost an 800 rated round at Pioneer, which is really big for me. 16 big, I think, overall on 21 holes. That and just keeping a really positive attitude. Obviously not every shot was executed the way that I wanted, but making sure that I kind of reset and took the next shot as it came and just kept that positive attitude and had fun. And at the end of the day, I'm playing disc golf and I'm out there making new friends, and that's what it really boils down to for me.
So take us inside the ropes real quick. When was that moment that you knew that you had won? Was there a hole before 18? Did you kind of feel at any moment before the finish that you had it in the bag?
So I struggle with that. I've been on a lead card before and I've gone in first or second, and that kind of gets in my head. And then sometimes I slide off or I get a little too confident. So I actually went into the third round with 5 or 6 strokes off of second place. I had a pretty decent cushion, but at the same time too, our third round was Pecan, and I knew Pecan can be sneaky tricky. There's a lot of long holes. For example, hole 2, it's marked as a par 3, but I don't throw that far. I can throw 220, 230 feet consistently. So for me get to the basket on hole 2, I don't know the distance off the top of my head. I've got to execute 2 full drives. They've got to be right in the middle. And then I'm almost at a 3rd full drive to get to the basket. So I'm hoping for a bogey on 2. So I'm going into Pecan thinking I just need to play par golf. I need to, there's a couple holes that I need to swallow the pill and take the bogey on, and I need to play safe because there's a couple of holes that have OB. So I had gone out there with Hunter and we played a practice round. I'd gone out there on my own earlier this year, driving up to Shreveport. I stopped at Pecan and played. And so I just worked those safe lines. I worked around the OB. As far as a moment knowing that I had first, I could kind of feel it towards like 15 or 16. But I was a little too nervous to look because I didn't want to jinx myself. And I hadn't really been counting. I could have checked with the PDGA live score. I could have checked and seen. But it's just one of those gut things. I just kind of knew that I had the lead. And I knew at that point I needed to just play it safe and continue staying in bounds, continue hitting my lines and just working my way up to the basket to get in my putting range. So kind of towards the end of Pecan, I had it sooner, but I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself and get lost in my head.
So what's your local course around Houston?
So Hunter and I live in Central Houston. We play TC a lot. Moffett is pretty close, and now Victory. I was going to say
that about Moffett. I was going to say that Pecan kind of is sneaky like Moffett. You think it's like real friendly and nice, but sometimes the wheels can come off.
I feel like the big difference though with Pecan is probably the distance. Moffett doesn't have as much of the distance.
Yeah, that's
true. For me, that's a big I guess struggle with Pecan because like I said, I can throw 250 feet on a good drive, but my consistency is about 200 to 220 max for me.
I guess it is a little long. I'd never really thought of Pecan as long.
Yes.
But there's a lot of green there if you want to play it smart.
Yes, so when you've got to throw 220 feet and then another, 180, 200 for your upshot, and then you've still got to putt. It's, you're hoping for a par, but you have to accept a bogey. And then too, on top of that, there's not a lot of birdie looks. I did manage to pull a birdie on that second round at Pecan, but there's not a lot of birdies. So there's not a lot of chances for me, at least, to erase the strokes. So I've just got to play smart and try to get as many pars as I can.
I was having a flashback memory of Pecan. I pulled up early and I was going to take a nap and I ended up watching Caddyshack all night. And so I played terrible on that court in my van. I'm trying to get some sleep. Caddyshack, so that's my memory association with
I can relate with you,
Pecan.
Brittany, because I wanted to show Sean Pecan because he's never been to a NAC Open. I went with my friend last year, and I'd always said Lake was my favorite, but like he never got to witness Pecan, and Pecan is so beautiful that we tried to go before we headed back to town, and I think we lasted like 2 holes. We're like, nope. Like I don't remember it being that long. Like it was like a forever 3 par.
Yeah, it's long. And then they planted a year or 2 ago. They planted a bunch of small sapling trees, and this is my 3rd year playing NAC, my 3rd year in tournaments. But now those saplings are getting bigger, so you've got added trees in the fairway. And then, after you get through that park side of the golf, you've got the back half that has the, the bridge OB, and you've got the one hole that's like a crater in front of an island, and they always have the back of it marked with the extra OB, so you've got to either lay up or try to get on the island. So it's kind of sneaky.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, now you're probably on the sponsor side. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
I'm actually not sponsored. I'm rogue. I don't have a sponsor right now, but like I said, I did want to thank Dynamic Disc Carrollton just because they put that tournament on every year. Yeah. It's one of my favorite that I've gone and played. My very first year, I played a handful of the Dirty Dozen tournaments through Dynamic Disc Carrollton, and they do an excellent job at putting on a tournament. They're so efficient. They're so great to work with. And the payout too is really awesome. They really support the women and the women's sport. So
amen.
I agree.
Amen.
I agree. Thank you for that shout out.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
Christine, some of the best in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's always been the NAC courses. That tournament has always been one of my favorites. It's a special place. And now you're on the list of champions. So congrats.
He's not a formal sponsor, but thank you to my fiance Hunter Brack. He may be downstairs watching.
Oh.
Call him my sponsor because he got me started with all my discs, and he just supports me in everything that I do. And he's my biggest fan, and he helps me so much with my game and my mental game and the support. And then I've got champion pie downstairs waiting for me after I finish the interview. So
There you go.
I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, and congratulations on getting married as well. And I hope
Yes,
that it
thank
fits
you.
that well that you could be here on the 7th. Love to have you competing. Be wonderful to watch you play. And I know with the effort that Miss Meredith over here has been putting in, that would really, really please her.
absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Brittany
bet.
for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Huh?
Oh, cool.
Wasn't
Good
that
talking.
cool? That was just
I
awesome.
love flashing back to that course because I haven't got to play it in the last couple of years. So
It's just nice. You know how I've always felt about what we do. I like bringing recognition to the lower divisions, being able to show somebody who coming from rec, moving up and winning a tournament, just bringing that that information out to people, and what a joy that is. So we got to move on to a new joy, and I don't know if y'all have all been able to tell, but here in front of us, as Hemi said what he was doing this weekend, he did kind of forget and leave out just a little bit of what he was really doing this weekend. Well, we have finally done it. He only spent hours upon hours upon hours in this right here. But these are the new Fling Show McHemi Original. I'm sorry, Hemi Original, not McHemi. They are the Hemi.
he's trying to take over.
No, I'm not at all. Trust me. The only thing I did was get the disc. Second off, these are beautiful. But what we're going to do is we have now got the first 50 disc off of the press at LSD. And they have sent them to us. And we now have what we are going to be calling the Fling Show Dada. This is a beautiful putter, about 172 to 174 grams for most of them that we have. What we're going to do is we're going to be auctioning off this first one, signed by Mr. Himalayan as well. There's not another one like it. There will not be a copy of it unless you do it yourself. It will not be done. This is a one-of-a-kind disc, and we're going to be putting this up for auction along with the disc that Hemi's going to be talking about here in just in a moment. However, I did pick up the wrong disc. I was supposed to pick up the other disc because Hemi's going to tell you what Dada means. So I'm going to go ahead and let Hemi tell you what Dada means, and then he can have to introduce the other disc, and I'll tell you what that one means because that one's mine. So,
all right,
sorry.
Okay, so the disc, it's a lot like a Luna. It's fashioned after the AVR, so it's got that flight. It's a good driving putter.
Ooh, I love it.
But the Dada name came from, I wanted to have art names with all of our discs. So the Dada being the first one, it was one of the movements that I was into in college, where they did somewhat surreal art. It's the movement that came before surrealism. So it's bizarre, and it was kind of a backlash against nationalism that was happening in Europe, and came out of Switzerland. But if look up Dada, it's fun. Stuff that Chris does with his copy and stuff. It reminds me of Dada, so that's kind of what I was thinking.
Right?
Yeah, and so
Dada.
the discs are going to fit that kind of mold. And then the next one is the Wabi Sabi, which is the mid-range.
Oh yes. Now this one, although this won't be the one that we're going to be.
Not it.
It's
purple?
is it this one? Yes,
Yeah,
this
so-
one. This one right here is going to be the other disc that we're going to be auctioning off, the Wabi Sabi. This one is beautiful. Once again, unique, one of a kind, will not be replicated. First run Hemi original. This is the mid-range. I think it, to me, throws quite like a SS Buzz. Often people say it's a Malta, even though I don't throw a Malta, so I couldn't
A
really.
little more stable to me than an SS, but it just depends on
the wind.
disc. Yeah, the wind.
It depends on the wind, but anything else. But a beautifully.
It's the way it was described was a rock bottom and a buzz top.
Okay. Rock bottom buzz top.
Yeah,
But we've named it, or I came up with this one. This one's not mine. Is the Wabi Sabi. Wabi Sabi is a Japanese way of looking at nature and the imperfection of nature and the beauty within inside that imperfection. It's a very nice way to live by noticing the small things around you and the details and being able to take those things in and just kind of enjoy the surroundings that you're at that moment, which I think really fits well in disc golf for sure, because we often find ourselves out in beautiful parts of this world and country, in this state, in this city. So I think that really fits what Hemi and Meredith and we here as a team are trying to do, and that's just trying to create a small little balance in the world for what we do. But we are going to be putting these 2 discs up for auction, and y'all be seeing that tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see the response we get. But so far from the people who have thrown these discs, it's been nothing but positive. Really loving them, and a great job done by LSD Disc for sure.
And I just wanted to backtrack on this because I learned this in a weekend from some really great people who went out and learned it over the years. And one of them was Jeff Ash, who he's a friend of mine out of Kansas or Missouri, and he's an amazing dyer. He turned me on to Tiffany Shaw, and then this. You need to write this down. It's funny. If you like disc dyeing, it's called The Difference Is Doing It. So those are some of the people that I stole these ideas from. Basically, it's a flow painting, and I really enjoy the turntable stuff.
He's doing 3 different techniques.
This one.
Just so you know, there's 3 different techniques in which he showed me, and it's amazing what he's done in such a short time. But obviously, the artwork on there is original, and the other ones that he's done are just as beautiful and just as remarkable. So just a great job done by you, sir. Kudos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And if you want one done, hit me up. I'll do it for a small fee. I really enjoyed doing this work. I love how they end up. It embeds into the disc. It's not sitting on top. Should be good to go for a while. That we'll know.
All right.
With time. Hey, I forgot to mention a couple people in our Disc Golf Famous segment.
Oh, okay.
One of them, although he didn't win, so we usually don't mention, but Tanner playing up at NAC and competing probably on lead card the weekend. I'm not sure how it went down, but I kept seeing his name up. He was one of the scorers I was watching. Fred Needham, win number 30 on the year. This year. And it's a down year for him. I talked to him today.
Because he got most PDGA events last year, right?
Yeah, he's moving up, and he eventually will take over. He's trailing Elaine King and what's his name? Wabi Sabi. His name sounds like that. Anyway, out of North Carolina. So he's trailing 2 people who are active. Like they want to overachieve, they want to play an open. That's what he told me. So they're not really racking up wins anymore,
Okay.
Schwebe was his name, Brian Schweberger. He's, so he was thinking, I can still rack up some wins. But no, I just asked him, I was like, how did this get started? It's almost like hoarding, you're hoarding wins, man. How did this happen? And the obvious question would be, do you fudge your rating to get those? But he doesn't. And if you play with Fred, and Fred, he's a winner. He's a great guy.
Straight shooter too. And I play with him. And he's a rule guy.
Yeah.
He goes by the rules.
No, I love what he's doing. Everything about it is great. Congrats, Fred. And then just scrolling across Facebook, Ellsworth getting an ace out at NAC, taking on the big money.
Champion bagger of the decades.
Congrats, Ellsworth.
Multiple decades.
Yeah.
You notice I did say decades.
So that's it. I just had to back up there.
Well, I want to throw it out to Peter Girding as well. Stepped up there and played in an intermediate.
Yeah, definitely.
Or an advanced or near intermediate, one of the two. But he got last cash. But he played well. I think he was one of the highest finishers from the Houston area, especially the north side. Congratulations, Peter. I always like to do a shout out to those that have done well also. Well done, sir. Very well done. He said he actually got to see Justin's ace as well.
Oh yeah,
Justin
I heard
did,
it was big.
Well,
down
Justin
the
followed
other
up. He
wall.
goes, it made up, which you had
bet
always
he
said
flicked
about
it.
you'd
Did
always
he
said
flick
about
it?
aces, and I found this kind of funny. His reply when I told him how did it make you feel, the first thing he said to me, he goes, "It made up for the sixes that I got."
I mean, come on, yeah.
Why
Oh,
is
yeah.
it that when you get
Yes.
the ace, then the sixes come right after? Why is that?
Because you already thought about, like, all right, I need an ace to make up for those sixes.
Yeah. Hey,
No, I think it came
proved-
after.
No, that's what I'm saying, but you're like, I need an ace to take
yeah,
up for
well,
those
that's
sixes.
Ones I'm about to get. Right, well, yeah. He hadn't gotten them because I know
Chris and I
Infante says
aced on
that.
the same day last week.
Yep. I finally
Isn't that
took
crazy?
one. I took an LSD.
I mean, his
threw it
was
out.
an ace, and mine was an
Ace. His was an ace. We were trying to walk the new course, which
We were
leads to a
making a-
nice segue. Thank you so much. This is a great segue. We have our
Yeah, I've
last
got
and
it all
final
worked out,
topic
Chris.
tonight. Most important thing, it's going to be a wonderful event. It's called our new Fling Halloween, the Basket Art Target Challenge that we're going to be having. It's an ace race, and you know that we can't make anything short and easy to say, so it has to roll off the tongue like that. But we're going to let Mr. Himmelai discuss and tell you what this wonderful event's going and when it's going to be.
Yes. The Fling Halloween.
The Fling
We
Halloween.
simplified it. It's just a
I like the other parts too.
Yeah, bizarre. You messed
Bizarre.
that up.
I did.
You
Fling
said-
Halloween bizarre.
You said basket art. It's
Well, 'cause-
bizarre art. But yeah, you could use basket.
You know, I was just thinking about the
Interchangeable.
engineering design that you have inside your house right now. I mean,
Hey.
amazing. Although my wife's got one too.
I am not competing with that, but I will bring something.
We don't need to. No, we don't need. Put strings.
We need
on
two
it.
more.
I saw my neighbor's trash
Two or
like
three?
bagged
Two or
up all
three.
nice, their leaves, and I was like, I could use that on my basket,
There
but
you
I'm
go.
not gonna do that.
With a little pumpkin.
I'll make my
face on
own
there.
bag of leaves. I mean, let's be
Own
real.
bag of
Sean
leaves.
just told me not to take any. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have you noticed the scale of Halloween? It's big now. Like they're
It's like the
selling these
first-
blow-ups that are
Yeah.
Christmas size.
15 feet tall. You know.
Yeah, they're
And-
competing with Christmas.
And then I saw something in my neighborhood I'd never seen. I mean, it must have been a huge cloth or combined or something. It was good 18, 20 feet in the air. This massive ghost. I'm like, people are into this. It's kind of maybe a good year for Halloween. I'm looking forward
I
to
agree.
what we're doing. And my kids are looking forward to it as well.
How about
So-
you tell them what we're doing?
Well, we're doing a putt challenge. It's a putter course that we're designing. We're getting together with Tim tomorrow. And
Finishing it
we're
out.
going to finish out the design of the course, and it'll be a fun putter course, easy aces, and just a great place to go, you know, get your short game on.
You know it's
but
easy. I
for
already
one-
hit one, so you know it's gonna be an easy
Yeah,
ace
that's
course.
why I was
I hit one.
kind of an. I think it should have been further back, but that'll work. And Chris gets an ace, but it wasn't on film.
No,
But it was with an LS disc, though.
it
wasn't
was with the putter.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Air to chain, didn't even skip it in.
yeah. Amazing.
Okay,
So we're gonna do this all day, and you can come in. It's $10. Pay Chris on PayPal. We'll have that information up. $10. We'll pay out half. So if you hit an ace of the whole day, which will tally up at the end of the day, you'll get a PayPal back to you for some cash. Otherwise, the other half is going to their charity of choice, which gives toys to kids. So it's perfect for us. I'm not sure of the name. Tim didn't know the name either.
what's that?
The name of the organization that we're giving the rest to.
Yeah, I just know it's the Woods Edge Christmas Kids fundraiser, which
Yeah.
is going to be presents for the kids for Christmas, which I know that everybody in our area loves to do. Ellsworth family does that a great job with that as well. So, like Hemi just said, half to them and half to the ACE people who hit the ACE participants. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And then I was out hanging out, throwing putts. I was take a stack of 10 putts and putters and just do my thing. Look, I didn't really play any rounds at all. But I get on Facebook and I saw Nate on there, and so I went out. I drove out to where Nate was. Nate's going to be one of our artists, and he'll be the. I mean, his stuff is so cool. He's the star of this show. We'll be there with our stuff, and I've got some paintings, and Chris is going to do some watercolors for you.
Finger paint.
No.
I can do that. I can do face painting. I mean, come on, let's go.
And face painting will be done, and you can get your lashes done.
I
Right.
can do lashes.
That is face painting, isn't it?
Yes.
Get you some man
done.
lashes.
Okay.
She has the male version.
But I do believe that we do have the towels coming with Sumac, correct?
Sumac
Ooh.
is
Sumac's gonna be there.
Yeah, lucky
Clap.
Sumac
Nate-
is.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really. It's great to have Sumac representing, and she was excited to hear
Yes.
from us, and she was
Yes.
really thankful that
Her towels have
everybody-
made it, yeah, definitely
Around
on
the
the pro
world.
tour. Absolutely.
I've left them all over.
I've
Houston.
I have them all
I
over
picked
my
up like
bag.
15 every time we go play. Then we have Nate's Knots. Mr. Johnson's going to be there as
Yeah.
well for his artwork is going to be there. Can't wait to see that. He's going to be bringing some beautiful stuff. We're going to have LSD discs there. We're going to have possibly, I do believe,
Lucky Ace.
is going to be there as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be bringing our new disc out there. So it's going to be a nice small bazaar at that time. I believe the bazaar is going to be a little shortened. There is a race that's going to be taking on that day, so I do believe we might have to be pushing the bazaar back to 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock instead of 10 to 2. They're having a mile race over there. So we'll be getting that information out to you as well. But
Yeah, from what I heard from Tim, is we'll be able to set up and do our normal time. We'll just have to be where we set up when when we tried it out the other day,
right, it's the parking.
which
that's
is
gonna be
right
there.
in the front parking. Like
Yeah.
if you were going to go to Woods Edge Church now, instead of being by the retention pond, go to the front door. Basically, that's where we'll be, and that's where the booths will be set up.
Okay.
Plan on having a little some treats for the kids as well. Kids are free up to a certain age. Like I said, we'll get that information
Family
out there.
packs.
Family packs if you do have some other kids. We'll be asking for donations of old discs that will be given to the church so they can have those for the kids to play the course. So just a lot of fun, a lot of good times, a lot of safe things going on. Pre-packaging the candy, I believe, for the children and everything. So it should be very, very fun for all family members involved. So please feel free to come out. I'll be having tea times that you can sign up for. We'll try to keep everybody, as COVID friendly as possible.
We'll
It
have
should
hand
not
cleaning,
take you
we'll
long
have-
whatsoever. This isn't about losing your disc in the woods and searching around for it. These are very short holes for everybody to have a lot of fun at doing. So you play as many times as you want, and I look really forward to seeing the artwork on the baskets. Not just his, I do give him kudos, but my wife has made something that's just
Ooh.
lots of fun. I
I'm so
showed him, and
excited.
he was like, "Oh, that's
I'm
pretty
gonna
good."
reach out to her and I'm gonna
Feed
find
me.
out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get inspired by your wife.
Seymour
So your wife is
is
doing yours.
the horror. What's that?
Rocky Horror Pictures.
No, the plant that eats people.
Ooh.
Oh, what's it called?
Yeah, what's that? What's that
That's what
one?
she's doing?
Yeah, she did it. Venus flytrap.
Yes.
What was the thing called? Though?
Yeah, the
His name
Venus-
is Seymour, but what's the
yeah.
name of that?
I don't know, it doesn't matter, but you already told us what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, she's already got it all started. So like I said, I can't wait to see Nate's as well. Brian Trahan's doing one. Thank you, Brian, for stepping up as well. Ms. Meredith.
Chris
Uh,
Fennels.
Mr. Fennels will be doing one. Both of them, I'm fairly sure, he'll talk his son into helping out another up-and-coming young junior. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope y'all stop by. On your way to do other things, like I said, it shouldn't take long to play the course whatsoever, so it'll leave you lots of time to do other things for the afternoon and the evenings.
Yeah, and come back and play it again. if you
Play
want.
it again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's about it.
That's it. You got
Good
anything else
times.
tonight? Well, great job, guys.
Yeah,
Really
appreciate it.
excellent. Wonderful
Tune in
guests.
to this weekend, right, for the Spring Spectacular?
Yeah, the Spring Valley Spectacular. I'll
Oh,
be there
yeah, yeah.
recording if we can talk him into playing. If not, I'll be following this one over here along with my favorite rec players. You know that. So we'll be giving love to everybody. But until then, we'll be putting this disc up. Great job. Wonderful guests tonight.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for viewing. Hope you like and share. Y'all all have a good night.
Good night.
night.
Peace.
Peace.